Hi YouTube, and welcome to this video where I'll be showing you what a second brain is and how you can set up one with the starter kit that I have provided, um, and basically just how to use it. So as a start, I am very much not the inventor of this. I have used Andrew Karpathy, a very well-known AI researcher's LLM wiki concept of a constantly growing and self-pruning wiki of knowledge, and combined it with some different tools and techniques I, in my daily work life, working with AI, use. So this second brain is something that you can set up as a harness with any agent. I normally use Claude Code because I really both like Claude's models and I like how much usage you actually get for your money. So what is a second brain? So my second brain is called Marvin. I like giving it sort of a personality and a name. That way it feels way more like a personal assistant, as is also like how it is to work with your own second brain. So the second brain has access to your calendar, meeting notes, the work docs. It subscribes to daily news through newsletters, and you have fed it a lots of information about your domain and domain interest. All that gives you a very knowledgeable agent in what you do. So it has all the context that it needs to actually help you. And then, most people would do with ChatGPT, you just use it in your daily work. So it helps planning, it helps with actual execution, and it helps give you valid recommendations. So the kind of the deal is that, and the theory is that the more you use a second brain, and the more domains and part of your life you use your second brain for, or different work tasks, the better it becomes. It knowing and can help you prep for a meeting, also helps, also makes it such that it can better help you actually do your work task. And it knowing about the latest news in your subject, if you work with software like I do, subscribe to some software newsletters, makes it such that it can better help recommend stuff to you while you're working and coding with it. So in my week to week and day to day, this is how Marvin might have helped me. I have Marvin listen in while we have design meetings on what we're gonna build, and then it's also subscribed to some new models and might learn. It subscribes to some newsletters and might learn something new about architecture and model design. And then when it comes time for me to start coding, then Marvin knows all of the stuff what we agreed upon in the design meeting, and can recommend some of the newest architectures to try when we start coding. So for to have a really good second brain, you need a really good memory system. So the pillar of a good memory system is you have to have really good ingestion, how you get new knowledge. You have to have really good retrieval, how you retrieve and get the right knowledge up when you need it. Then you have to have good cleanup. I'm gonna go through how the second brain starter kit handles this. So um, when in terms of ingestion, you could like just tell your agent to, hey, ingest this paper or ingest this meeting, and then it will correctly ingest it into the second brain and catalog it correctly. You could also, like I have it subscribed to many news pages. So each time I use the skill morning brief, then it gives me a briefing of what's gonna happen through the day, and also reads all of the newsletters that it's subscribed to, and then it ingests that knowledge. And it also, when I also learns continuously through the conversation. So if I'm, for example, writing a important email to my company, then after I've done writing it and I've gotten Marvin's help with it, then I can say /learn, and then it might say, oh, okay, Andreas corrected me on this and this and this. So going forward, when we write emails to the company, we're gonna do it more like this. The other thing is how to actually retrieve this information, and then I found that having a hybrid hub and reference architecture really helps the agent both find information quickly and then find the relevant information about it. So you both have hubs, like you have a research paper hub and a AI models hub in my second brain. And then in the research paper hub, you have all the research papers, and even might have some sub hubs for different kinds of research papers. Um, with all of them below, such that if you reference, oh, please find the Gemini 3 paper, then it can quickly go through and find that. But also, it has a reference-based architecture also. So for the Gemini 3 paper also mentions the Gemini 3 model, which is actually should be in a different hub. That way, when it finds the Gemini 3 paper, it also finds the relevant context around this paper, so it can better use this when we need to do it. And the last thing is, if we just kept building and building and building upon this memory system, then at some point it would just totally break, because at some point you accidentally make duplicates. For example, you see here you have two Gemini 3 Pro articles in here, and Claude 4.7 might have referenced something that is no longer there, no longer removed, and then you each night or each time you think you have done sufficiently amount of work and have added to the second brain, then you use the skill REM sleep, and then that goes through and cleans and prunes all the memories and what have been collected since the last REM sleep. And if it's in doubt of like, oh, which one of these is actually the source of truth, is the Gemini 3 Pro or the other Gemini 3 Pro article, then it can ask you, and then you can confirm what it should do. So um, in addition to very good memory, for a second brain to really be helpful, it also needs to be able to have skills and do stuff. So this is where you really have to customize the second brain for yourself, because I have customized mine towards helping me with making YouTube videos and helping me with coding and different and all different things I do in my work. But you really have to customize it yourself. The skills that are in the starter kit are just like the basic skills of /learn and /REM sleep, but you have to really sit down and think, what skills do I need for my job? For example, if you work with social media and LinkedIn, you might make a LinkedIn audit, which goes through your LinkedIn data and then creates some graphs so you can follow, and then analyzes the well-performing post. You might have it say, oh, selfies really connect with your audience if it finds a pattern there. You might also have a product description skill where you can feed a bunch of images, and then it would describe the product image, which is the product in the image, and follow your brand guide for that. It might do it in both Danish and Chinese here, and then automatically post that to your CMS or PIM system. So really, like, giving it actual access to help you do your work is your big task. Okay, now I've come to the part of the video where I'll show you how to actually begin setting up your second brain. And I will just like to say that I will try to do this as non-technical as possible, but it is still somewhat technical. I totally expect within half a year we will begin seeing way more streamlined user packages of systems like the second brain starter kit. But what you need to have is that you need to have a coding agent. I prefer Claude Code. You could use Codex, and you need to install this in the terminal version. And to do this, if you don't know, then try to search up another YouTube video for that. You will need my GitHub repository. You can go into the link in the description and find that. If you have the green code button here, you can download it as a zip file, and then you will have everything you need. If you are totally cool with Git, then you can just clone it directly. Something that is definitely nice to have is the Obsidian Obsidian, which is a very good markdown viewer where you can visualize and edit your text files and visualize the brain. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. It's a very nice to have. It's totally free. You need a terminal. All computers, of course, have basic terminals. I really like Warp. It just makes the whole experience not feel as terminal-ish, and makes the whole experience much more streamlined. So here I have the downloaded Second Brain kit on my desktop. So you can see it's basically just what's in the repo. It has a README, has how to install it, and then it has all of the things you need. And your agent will totally handle how to set everything up once you start it up. So first, what you got to do is I like to open a new Warp terminal here. You could also any other terminal. What I really like is that I don't have to CD around everything. I just press this. Oh, I would like to go to desktop, and I would like to go to the Second Brain starter kit. This means that it will now run all commands I type here inside this folder. So I'll start by saying Claude, which is the command for opening Claude Code inside a folder. And in 1 second it will start up. And I'll say, welcome back, Andreas. Great. And then as soon as I say we give it access and start a chat inside of this folder, it will start installing. So I'll just say, please install a fresh version of the Second Brain. So while we get that going, I'll open a fresh Obsidian. Then once you have also opened Obsidian, we can say here open folder as vault, because we already have a folder. And we simply pick the folder, the Second Brain starter kit, and then press open. And then it will open that. And now if we press the open as a graph view, you'll see the starting brain of your new Second Brain. So then the Claude Code over here will start you to ask some questions. Say which path do you wish to install? I would say Claude Code plus Obsidian. And where should the fresh vault be? It should be inside this folder here. So number 2 for me right now. And then you submit these answers. This is one of the ways that Claude normally kind of like to ask you questions, and it might ask you differently, because everything this installation is that Claude reads a bunch of descriptions, and then it will try to do the installation process for you. So what it says now, next step is I need to open it in Obsidian. I've done that. And I need to start a fresh Claude Code session. But this is a Claude Code session, so I'm totally fine. Let's continue. Okay, now we're back. I just had to let it wait and restart it a bit, but now we are at the interview phase. So much of the installation of this is actually a large interview about the agent getting to know you and how it can best support you. So for this, it's stage 1. It's gonna ask for some basic things. Your name, and I'll say 1, yes, Andreas. And then 2, I think for this, normally I call my agent Marvin, but for this setup, I think we're gonna call it Hal. 3, language, we should do English. And 4, time zone, yes, makes sense, or Copenhagen. And now I'm gonna cut forward again for this video, just to be not to be extremely long, but this interview process is quite long, and it kind of needs to be, because it kind of needs to get to know you very well. But once it's done, I'm gonna come back. Okay, now that it's set up, I want to just show you 2 demos quickly. First of all, I think one of the most important thing about the Second Brain is like the daily rhythm of having it ingest knowledge. So for this example, I think I'm going to do an example of if I wasn't a software developer and I was instead an investment broker or something like that. So for this, I think I would like to find some sources that it scrapes each day. As a demo, I found this Morgan Stanley has these newsletters about technology and disruption. So I'm just gonna copy this and then I would say, hey, Hal, please add this newsletter to your daily scrape in the morning brief. And then it will add this to the morning brief, and then each morning or each time you use the skill for morning brief, it will read all of the relevant data on all of your preferred sources, ingest them, and then give you the gist of it. And uh, then it will have a way better chance at recovering this information when it actually needs to. And now that it has thought for a bit and added it, I'll try to use the morning brief. It's here, morning brief / morning brief is a way to activate that skill. And now it will begin doing the morning brief. Okay, now it's done, and we can see here that it has ingested the latest article from the Stanley Morgan, and we can see here down in the brain that it has started to get some connections. So if we press this article here, then we'll open up the article. It's the Andreas likely takes. And if we go back to the overview, now it's changed places, but we can see that it's connected to the AI and Labor Hub, and there are some people here that is probably mentioned in the article, and then that way the brain will start to grow. Okay, the next thing I think we should look at is to start adding some custom skills. So if we continue down this, that I'm like a financial advisor or a stockbroker, I might want to have a skill called check stock. So I'll say, hey, Al, please help me create a simple and easy to use skill for checking and evaluating a stock. The skill should do basic research and give it a score from 0 to 100, whereas 50 is neutral. Great. And then I think it might start asking me questions, but I'll just power through it until it has made that skill, and then I think we should try it together. Great, now it's done. And I think, and it says already here that the easiest demo path is stock check and NVIDIA. And I'll say, sure, do the test / stock check NVDA. And then let's see what it returns. Okay, great. Now it has returned. Let's see what it has written. It's giving me some of the key things, and it says what the score. Does it also give it the score? Oh, it's quite a good score for NVIDIA, so maybe we should buy it. And yeah, also gives the bull case and the bear case, which is quite good. I think this shows it quite well. What I would like to show next is, okay, now we've done some work. We can see that the context window is at 19%. to get your Claude agent to show you the context window, you can simply tell it to change itself to show the context size. When it's starting to get closer to 30, 20, 30, I like to do /learn. And what /learn does is that it takes this conversation and then it remembers things that you told it, things and patterns that might help it in the future. So when it's done with /learn, the skill, then what I would do after, and I can already cue that out, would be /compact. What compact does is that now it reads the entire history of the conversation so far and cooks it down to just the gist of it, meaning that the context window will be compacted, but it will still remember some of the most important things said in this chat so far, so it's way easier to continue. So my workflow is normally I compact and then I do /learn, then do /compact, and then I power it back up to 20-30% of context window size, and then I do /learn and /compact, and then I continue with that. Great, now it has compacted after it has done its learnings, and I can see that it has already ingested the NVIDIA report and some more NVIDIA things. So the brain is already starting to grow, which is very cool to see, I think. So the last thing I'd like to show you here is, okay, now that we have learned some stuff and we've ingested some stuff, then it might be time to do some memory pruning. So to get this hub of memories to be really smart and really good to traverse through for our agent, we can use the skill /REM sleep, which will then spawn some subagents and go through and prune all of the memories and all of the articles that were ingested since the last time the REM sleep was run. So you could say that you do the morning brief in the morning, and then you keep iterating between compact and learn while you complete your task, and then at the end of the day you do the REM sleep. And that way, when you start next morning, your agent is totally fresh and has a nice brain to begin work. But normally I don't end up doing REM sleep every day. I just do it every once in a while for it to go through what has happened, and then let that since the last REM sleep, and then really optimize the brain for that. Okay, now it has returned with the report of the REM sleep. See, you can either read the report here, or I think it has gotten the basic things down. So right now it linted a bit, but there wasn't, as you can see, really anything to do because we only interacted with HAL for such a short time. But it has some things that need attention. And a lot of it has to do with me setting up this HAL version very quickly. So a lot of things still need setting up, like connecting to Slack and connecting to mail and connecting to calendars. So a lot of that would help you make it way more useful. But I think that's all we're going to do for today. Let me know if I should do more of these. And I can show you different ways. I normally use my personal agent, Marvin. What else? I think that's all for today. You can also find me on LinkedIn and maybe ask me some questions if you have a hard time setting this up. I know it's kind of technical, and if you're not that of a technical person, it can be kind of tough. But thank you very much. Bye.